Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to episode 2 of our SoccerRockz Coaches Corner. Today we are joined by Coach Daniel. How are you, Daniel?
I'm not too bad. Yourself?
I'm very well. I've stepped in for Coach Corey today because he's off. He's doing a training session, a one-to-one training session. We've had quite a busy morning, haven't we?
Very busy morning. Wow, a very busy couple of days.
Yeah. So, how's it been returning to training after lockdown?
Honestly, words can't describe it at the moment because, honestly, from going back from, a couple of weeks ago where we couldn't really do anything to now, and it's just being able to get back out, obviously, see the likes of yourself and all the rest of the coaches. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad to be back.
So, Danny, as part of our SoccerRockz Coaches Corner, we like to get to know the coaches a little bit, like you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
So we're going to start back from when you were a kid and when you were growing up locally and your junior teams. So where did you start playing football, Daniel?
Okay, so I think it was back when I was 4, so I was young. I was too young to even start playing football at the time, and I managed to get into a side Brinklow. So I was playing the under 5s, the U5s at Brinklow, and I was playing a year up, and I was that was my first team. I stayed there for about a year. I think I finished that whole season off, and that's when I went straight into Cov Academy. So I went into Cov Academy that year, obviously the next season, and I was at Cov Academy for a couple of years.
So how old were you when you went into Coventry Academy?
I believe I was 5, nearly turning 6.
Wow.
Yeah, so
really
I was
young.
Yeah, I was in there pre-academy.
Really?
Yeah,
Little
Daniel Bowles. I got some good old pictures as well. If I could find them, I'd love to put them in. It was a good time.
Okay. So talk us through your academy experience.
Wow. So obviously back then I don't really have any recollection of it. So what I do remember is I was at Cov Academy for, I think it was 3 years, and then they released me. And I was, at that time, I was getting one-to-one coaching from a Leicester scout, or a Leicester coach anyway. And I don't think Cov were too happy with it once they found out who it was. And they had told me to basically cancel like the one-to-ones with this guy because I don't think they agreed with it. But I carried on doing them. Quite kind of stupid, but we carry on with it, and Cov ended up releasing me.
Okay.
And I went straight into Leicester. The Leicester scout, the one who was one-to-one me, he picked me up and took me into Leicester, and I went to Leicester for, I think it was 2 years. Had a great time at Leicester. That's when I started making some good friends over there in Leicester, and I was really enjoying football at that age. Started off really young, and but no, even though I started young, I'm still love it up to this day. But yeah, so I was at Leicester for 2 years, and they released me. Heartbroken at the time, because I'd made such good friends, and obviously I loved the car journeys up to Leicester every. I think it was 2 days back then. So I loved that, and then got dropped from them. So
you've been dropped an awful lot.
Yeah, I've been dropped. Honestly, the more and more we go through this list, right, the worse it's going to get. So, I got dropped from Leicester, and then that's when I started playing for Coventry Jaguar. So I was there, and I was there for a very long time. So I was there for a good, I think it was 3 or 4 years. I was in and out of academies. Like I went back into Cov. Gabe was at Cov Academy at the time. And I think Cov were looking for some new players. And Gabe suggested me and a couple of my other mates to go back in. This was near, I cannot remember the date, but I think it was 2012. I'm not too sure. That might be a complete wrong time, but we'll roll with that. But it was December time, and I'd went in, seeing Gabe. That was when me and Gabe started to become good friends as well. So saw Gabe, went in, trialled. I thought I had an absolute blinder of a trial. Played in the game. Honestly, I don't think I could have done anything.
Dropped.
I couldn't have done anything better. Gabe will tell you as well. I'd done everything right, and they said I weren't fast enough.
Really?
Fast enough. So from my perspective, I was like, wow, I'm one of the fastest people like around, like especially at that age anyway. But that was their decision. Couldn't argue with it, so I just went back to playing Sunday League football. So I carried on playing at Cov Jag, and then decided to start playing Saturdays. So on Saturdays, this was, I think, when I started to move into secondary school. I started playing for Coventry Schoolboys. So I was playing Saturday at Coventry Schoolboys and then Sunday at Cov Jag. Really enjoying football. Cov Schoolboys was great to play for. Went all around the different regions and that as well, playing against different teams. But yeah, we managed to play at the Rico for Coventry Schoolboys against Swindon in a cup final, and we managed to win that final. That was, honestly, hand on my heart, that was one of the greatest games as well. I really missed that. We've even got a video of that game, so I still sometimes watch it to this day. And so Coventry Schoolboys, I played there since I didn't get in the first year of Coventry Schoolboys. It was the second year round of trials is when I got in. And from there I played all the way up until, I think they cut off year 10. I think it was year 10, so I played there for 3 years. I was still at Cov Jag. I was just enjoying my football. Loved waking up at the weekend, knowing that I had a game on Saturday, game on Sunday. And then it was the county trials. Moved up to county trials then from Coventry Schoolboys, and I got into their team as well. So long story. So I was playing at county for a little while as well. Still playing at Cov Jag, and who was it? I went on trial for. I believe it was Aston Villa. I think it was Aston Villa. Went down there, and I had a friend already from Cov Jag called Mitchell, and he was at Villa for a really long time. I think he's still at there. But I went down there at Aston Villa. I trained there for pre-season, I think it was. So I was there for a couple of weeks, and they didn't want me, and it's kind of upsetting. Obviously, working your way up to get the chance to obviously go to a Premier League club, and that didn't work out. So I've had quite a lot of setbacks, but I'm still going. I keep working hard. Still enjoying my football, even though after a couple of setbacks, I still keep enjoying my football because it's the only thing I know, really.
Bowsy, I can't help but laugh at you because you're possibly the funniest coach at SoccerRockz. I know you're one of the most popular with the kids, and they absolutely love you, and you're a big part of the team. But whenever you tell a story, you just got a big smile. You're such a down-to-earth, funny, happy-go-lucky guy.
Do you know what it is? It's because they're memories I look back on and I just go, what a roller coaster of a ride, you know? Like, I've still got more to tell. So, when obviously, where was I? What was I talking about?
You'd left Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, yeah, they didn't want me. And I was carry on playing my football. And then I went at trial at West Brom. West Brom, literally after the first week, they went, don't want you back. So I was like, all right, go back to the drawing board again, carry on playing. And then Birmingham, the Blues. I went to the Blues, I don't even know if I lasted a week there. I really don't think. I think I went for 2 training sessions. They turned around, didn't want me. And I was like, all right, I'll keep plodding on, keep going. And then, so now, let's set where age range. I was year 11 at school. So I was at year 11 at school and sitting my GCSEs. And Walsall come along. So I'd played a county game against Walsall prior, and the scout, one of the managers came over and asked who I was. I introduced myself, obviously. They brought me in for a trial. So obviously I was sitting my GCSEs at the time, and I'd been at Walsall for, I'd say, 3-4 weeks now. And on the 5th week I was sitting my exams, and they told me they needed me to have a week off school to obviously carry on with the trials, like the final process. So obviously I had to go in, tell my teachers, like, I need to have this time off.
Yeah.
and this was obviously during the exam time, but it weren't actually when I was sitting, it was like the mocks. So the teachers were a bit hesitant. They were like, no, not really, like, we don't want you to take time off. So I had to get a letter from Warsaw to obviously explaining like why I need this time off. So my stepdad ended up going in, talking to the school like, Daniel needs this time off, and they ended up letting me off. Finished off with the last 2 weeks obviously off school as well, training with I think I was under 16s, and I was training with the youth team as well. So it was good. It was a good environment. I started to like obviously get involved with the lads a bit more, started to know them a bit more, and 6 weeks comes round. At this point, I was thinking, I've got it this far. Like, they've made me leave school to come in and train with them. This could be it. Turns around to me. I'm in the office, and they turn around to me and they say, unfortunately, mate, we can't offer you any deals, any scholarship. And I was just heartbroken. Honestly, I was just there like, I'd already hyped up to my mates that like, lads, this is it, make or break here.
I'm going to the top.
Yeah, like this is it, like I'm there. And they didn't give me anything, so I was.
Daniel, I must admit, when you tell the story, I just have this vision of you being told the news, being heartbroken for a little while, and then bouncing straight back with a big smile and
of
finding
course
onto the next.
Yeah, no, that's what you've got to do. Obviously, after a setback, it's hard, but you just can't show that you're disappointed. You know, you just got to go, yep, all right, it's happened. Let's move on, dust myself off, and let's go again. So obviously, I went into school. I was like, lads, didn't get it. And they were like, it's all right, just keep going. So I had a lot of good friends back in school. And hopefully, if they are watching this, they'll laugh back. They'll know my history already, and they'll laugh at this. And so yeah, obviously I left school. That's when I come to SoccerRockz.
Okay, so let's just talk about how you came to SoccerRockz and how you became one of our most popular.
Okay,
coaches.
so this is kind of a bit funny. So my little brother used to come here. He used to do some of the sessions here, and a couple of times I'd like come down to watch him, and what is it? You introduced yourself to me, and I was just like, I was kind of just sitting there watching my little brother, and you'd come over after a session and ask me like if I was all right, ask me what my name is.
Can I tell you why I come over to see
Go
you?
on.
I'll tell you why.
No clue.
Because I watched you strike the ball with your left foot. Like, this is completely truthful. I watched how you hit the ball with your left foot, and I thought, wow, this kid can play. Like, I thought he strikes it so well, and obviously we've got something in common in that we both left-footed. And I just immediately thought, wow, I wonder if this guy can coach.
Well, at the start, I don't think I could. Well, it was a massive learning curve. So obviously coming in, I was a bit hesitant. I was a bit hesitant when you obviously asked me about coaching. I'd never thought like, oh, coaching is that? I always thought playing. Yeah. So obviously when you offered me, I was kind of like, yeah, I'll give it a go. Well, like, what's not there to love about coaching football? Obviously, than playing it. So yeah, came in. You took me under your wing, showed me the ropes.
I think Gabe had started coaching.
Gabe
hadn't
had
he?
already started.
We'd been to interview Gabe, so following on from episode 1, we'd been and we'd seen Gabe, and you were teasing him because he turned up in his business suit.
Oh my god, honestly, it was hilarious. If there was a picture, I'd really would love to show you, but it was so funny.
So Gabe started with us as a coach, and then obviously you two have been best mates for a long time. And,
yeah.
And you were there as his sidekick, and you were back. And I thought,
yeah,
Daniel Bowser's returned to SoccerRockz. And then I think within about a week we had you coaching, didn't we? And we had you introduce you to the kids, and you
I think it was behind here, on the back
Yeah.
pitch. God. It was. Do you know what? I really enjoyed it. The more and more, like, when I first started, I was still nervous. I was still like, oh my God, like, what do I do? I used to spend like endless hours looking like, planning my sessions, making sure I even practice in front of the mirror.
Did you?
Yeah, practicing how to talk to the kids, just making sure that I'd got it down to a T. But obviously now it all just comes naturally. But yeah, I used to proper have to like go, right, this is how I've got to do it. And I used to try and execute it in the mirror and then perform it.
So obviously you've came to us at SoccerRockz and you've really got yourself stuck into that and you've been a fantastic addition to the coaching team. But then you obviously wanted to spread your wings a little bit, didn't you? And America came.
Oh, yeah. So obviously Gabe might have mentioned it. I believe he did because I did watch it. Yeah, he said he went out to America. He got a offer in America just to go out there for, I think it was a couple of weeks. I think it was 6 weeks. And he went out there, and obviously I was FaceTiming him all the time, and he was like, Bowsy, it is unreal. Like, the weather's here, just the football here, obviously, and girls played it as well. Like, girls are big over there as well, and it's like, mate, the girls are really good at football as well. It's like, mate, you've got to come out, you've got to experience it. So I was like really happy for him, and then come back and obviously still asking him questions like, how was it? And then a couple of weeks later, he gets a call back from the guy who was over there, and he basically said that he had got a visa for him if he wants to come out for like the summer and for 5 months. And he was like, I've got to take this. And he ends up turning around to me and says, Bowsy, not only have I got like the call up, he was like, they've got one for you as well. Because I was telling him about you as well. And he was like, if you want to do it, he's got one there for you. So obviously it's an opportunity you can't really turn down. So yeah, me and Gabe ended up going out. What was it? Start of July? Well, mid-July. Obviously, we had to tell you it was quite. It's quite.
It was another one of them phone calls that when Daniel phones me, he normally says, "If I know it's not great news, it always starts with Thomas." And then it follows on from there, doesn't it? So unfortunately, SoccerRockz lost 2 of its strongest coaches to America for 6 months.
Wow. Do you know what though? Looking back at it, I feel like the time flew, but obviously I'm over in America, yous are here. It was probably raining at the time. So it was good. Yeah, it was good to get out there for 5 months. I feel like me and Gabe brought the SoccerRockz over to America. That's what we done. So we still kind of kept it the same. Obviously, just with different kids, different environment. And yeah, we enjoyed it. We had a great time. And surely, wow, if there's another opportunity, I don't know how I'd answer it because I'm enjoying SoccerRockz.
You say no. That's
back.
all you have to do. You just say no.
Oh, it's you know what? It's just hard. Like the way of life over there is just like, wow. From what me and Gabe experienced, it was phenomenal. But Coventry's like home, ain't it? It's just, I think 5 months was a perfect amount of time. It weren't too long, but it weren't too short at the same time.
Okay. So we tease you a little bit at SoccerRockz, don't we? Or I certainly do, because you are possibly the most aggressive coach that we've got. And when I say aggressive, it's almost this funny way of responding to things. You're always looking for that. There's a job behind it for you, so you always think that someone's giving you a job.
Do you know what it is? I just feel like it's I don't know. I just feel like it's always put on me. Like I feel like it's always put on me.
Always
like
you.
if like for yourself, if you were to tell me to do something, it's like, why me? Why me? So I always ask the question, why me, Thomas? Why? Like, why can't you do it to Gabe or me? So I just feel like, I feel like you're all just picking on me, and I'm like, I've just got to stick up for myself in a sense sometimes.
Okay, so just moving on to you as a coach and your sort of personal aspirations on what you would like to do. You still obviously, mate. I've seen you as a player, and I think anybody that's been on the pitch with you would say, wow, real talent. For me, you're a fantastic coach, and where do you sort of see yourself progressing in your coaching career?
So obviously in the coaching career, obviously I'd love to obviously just keep striving, keep going, and just try and get as high up as I can. So obviously achieve like maybe well, it's obviously a goal, A-level coach. A-licensed coach, yeah. So it's just kind of keep working my way up through coaching, because coaching's a great opportunity, but also I do want to see where football can still take me.
I think listening to your story, and the reason I laugh and we have a bit of a giggle about it is because I think at SoccerRockz we share a very similar approach in terms of the we want the kids to enjoy it, don't we? We've learnt from our own experiences, and when the kids come in, we almost really promote how fun it is, and not to get caught up in the pressure of worrying about performing week in, week out.
Yeah.
Do you think that's kind of come from your experience as well?
Yeah. So obviously, as much as you say I'm aggressive, when I'm with the kids, it's like a completely different. You see a complete different side to me. So it's kind of like, obviously we have the banter in the group, but yeah, no. When obviously through my experiences, I've obviously had a lot of knockdowns, but obviously I brushed them off and I just kept going. But the main important thing about football is you've got to love the sport. Obviously, we come to coaching, it's just like, I love coming to coaching. Like, I love coming to work. So it's like, why can't it's a way for me to show how I love the sport in showing them how to love it as well, in a sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just kind of bring my inner kid out to the kids, and they seem to love it. So
they certainly do, mate.
It's just one of them. I just keep going, and obviously sometimes you all tell me I don't shut up talking, and you probably you watching will probably say the same, but that's how I am.
Oh well, Kieran will do the edit.
Yeah, he will
trim you back a little bit, mate. But Daniel, thank you ever so much for joining us on our Coaches Corner
no
today.
problem. It's been a pleasure to be here.
And we'll look forward to episode 3.
Oh.
And we might even bring the SoccerRockz teddy bear in.
Okay,
for his Coaches Corner with Coach Corey.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, I can't wait for that.
You'd like to interview him, wouldn't you?
I feel like me and Gabe will put on a very good interview.
Okay.
So I feel like me and Gabe need to be there.
Fantastic. Well, thanks again for joining us, Coach Daniel.
No problem. It's been a pleasure.
Take care.
See you later, guys.